Among the biggest pipe dream that was sold to the people of Odisha by the political class in 2024, the biggest one was the international airport at Puri. From the last 3 years, this has been in the news on and off by both the then BJD and later on by the BJP, that an international airport would come up in Puri. Land survey was done. DGC officials came down to Puri, surveyed the probable or the possible site, found it inadequate. They were scoring brownie points in a game of one upmanship between the BJP and the BJD. Both wanted to take the credit for the international airport that would have come up. The bad truth is, the airport will not come up, should not come up, and will never happen. It will not happen because it will not get the clearances. It will not get the environmental clearance recently of which we have heard of. It will not get the CRZ clearance. It will not get the clearance from the ICAO also. The ICAO is the International Civil Aviation Organization of which India is a member country. From the last 10 years, the ICAO has been repeatedly issuing advisories to its members to move coastal airports inland because of changing climatic conditions due to climate change. India is already, the Indian civil aviation sector and the DGC has plans to move around half a dozen airports which are on the coastal region to inland. The airport at Goa has been moved 50 kilometers inland. The airport at Mangaluru, there are plans to build another one. The airport in Mumbai is moving to Panvel. The airport in Vizag is going to be moved. I think Puri is the only place in the world where a new international airport is being planned, envisaged or promised right on the coast. Right on a coast which has volatile monsoon months and is hit by nearly half a dozen cyclonic storms every year, and the pattern is increasing. How the people of Odisha were fooled? This was an election promise which would have never fructified. The land mafia took full advantage of it. The prices in and around the proposed airport, land prices shot up. And a lot of money was wasted in making all these foolish plans. Why the airport cannot and should not come up is, the temple in Puri, which you already know is in a very fragile state. First of all, the temple and its environs are a no-flying zone. The ASI cannot, should not and will not give it the clearance. Even today, the ASI has framed rules whereby even the big DJ sound systems which operate beyond a certain decibel are not allowed in 1 kilometer vicinity of the temple, because even the sound waves affect the temple. The size of that pennant which flies on the mast of the temple has also been reduced, because the ASI said that if it is more than 40 feet or 50 feet, it has effect on the spire of the temple. A very delicate structure. We know the Puri temple is in a very delicate state, and every little way which we need to protect it. Now you can imagine an international airport coming up 2 kilometers in the vicinity of the temple, where international flights land, international flights which have 4 engines, international flights which take off at full blast. When a flight takes off, it takes off at full blast. 4 engines, the Rolls-Royce or the Pratt & Whitney engine, they will take off just 2.5 kilometers from the airport. a place which is a no-flying zone, can you just imagine the effect it will have on the already delicate temple, which we know, and we know that the status report is not yet out. We know that both the Supreme Courts and the High Courts have issued suo motu orders for making a white paper of the status of the temple. We know the temple is in a precarious and delicate condition. We know that the wall is cracking, rocks fall off, and in spite of all the conservation and this thing is done, those efforts are not enough. How can they even plan it? An international airport just 50 kilometers from an existing international airport. It's a foolhardy decision. Besides, which foreign tourists are you targeting? Foreign tourists won't come to Puri. The temple is not an attraction for them. We don't allow non-Hindus inside. You don't have adequate infrastructure to even accommodate. How many flights? And basically, the tourist window in Puri is not even 6 months. In peak summer, you don't expect foreign tourists to come there. You don't accept charters or international flights to land. Monsoon, even flights in Bhubaneswar are cancelled. And once again, the basic structure of an international airport 2 kilometers from the seashore is a stupid and foolhardy idea. We know what happened to the international airport at Bhubaneswar when Phani and Hudhud and Filin stuck. Flights were cancelled. The glass panes broke. The canopies were, ripped apart. And this is 60 kilometers away. Can you imagine? An airport is a hollow structure. A hangar is a hollow structure. An airport wall, even that will be prone to these winds. The bus stand which they made at Maratipatpur, which is a good 10 kilometers away from the shore, that huge structure has its roof blown off twice in cyclonic storms. How can anybody in the right senses design, plan, or ask for? What I want to say is, international airport at Puri is not a priority. They can have a freeway, they can have an elevated road from Bhubaneswar to Puri. I think the distance can, the traveling time can be as low as 40 minutes if a dedicated two-way, lane is made on elevated track also. Even the existing road, it doesn't take more than 1 hour and 10 minutes. An airport with a flying time of less than 15 minutes from an existing international airport, I don't think anywhere in the world anybody is ever planning it. This sort of fooling the people should stop. A state like Odisha has many priorities. I think airports are last in the list. We heard recently that it has run into trouble because of environmental issues. It will run into trouble for all issues, for many reasons. The reasons are multifold. The government should now announce, stand up, have the guts and say that an airport is not feasible and it is not coming up. And the people of Puri, the people of Odisha should realize this was another pipe dream which was sold to them by the political dispensations across all parties for votes during the last election.